I gotta pin myself. Hold on. Right here, pin. Okay, so guys, welcome to the first in many weekly trade breakdown Zoom calls, whereby we're gonna be breaking down a lot of calls like trade recaps, not real recaps, but like breaking down the market analysis for the next week. Like market opens in a couple hours too, so that's good actually. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this every Sunday around this time, around 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. as I told you guys. Can you guys see my camera? Oh, it's tripping. I see it is tripping, right? But my camera is tripping. Now give me a second. Let's see. I fixed this right here. How about now? Better, yeah? You can see me, okay. I seen my camera was like flashing. That's why. But yeah, guys. So we're gonna start with EU. We're gonna break down EU from the higher time frame all the way to the lower time frame. Um. So basically, we'll be sharing my screen right now. Let's just go straight into it because I know a lot of you guys have other stuff to do. Not gonna hold you guys back. So yeah, you guys can see my screen, right? Just can see my screen. Okay, so feel free to ask any questions after, yeah? After. So EU time frame, boom. EU, where we at? We're all the way down to the lower time, sorry, to the high time frame. I'm gonna just start from the three month time frame, yeah? Okay, so for those for those that have Yeremi's bootcamp called the Hell Week, if you guys have that, I want you to go watch the first video, yeah, of market variance by Yeremi. Go watch the first video. I'm basically gonna. He started from the 3 month and like we was like right here. I think it was price action was like right here, not like right here. So it was like 2020. Nah, sorry, I'm tripping. It was like 2024. So, yeah, but we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're just gonna start from the time frame right now. So what we're gonna start by doing, yeah, we're gonna start by marking out which guys are in control and which guys are not in control, yeah, at the moment. But quick notes to take down is as we keep going, I'm gonna be showing you guys some little stuff that you guys might have to know. For example, like right now, if we were to see, yeah, like who is in control right now on the higher time frame, because remember guys, each time frame has its own generational liquidity, matter of fact, let's write that down. Let's write that down. I'm gonna put a little note part here if you guys want to take notes. Some words I'm gonna be putting. Uh Note number one will be each time frame has its own generation of liquidity. So I'm gonna show you guys how that why is that? Why is I know this looks small. I'm gonna make it a little big, like 14 is good. Yeah, right here. I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, so let's lock in. So each platform has its own generational liquidity, yeah? Why? Because what we see on this time frame, what we see on the 3 month time frame is not going to be the same as on the monthly time. So on the monthly time frame, it's not going to be the same as on the 4 hour daily. So it's going to always be different, yeah. But we always respect high time frame better compared to our lower time frame. Okay, please, I mean, no drawings, please. I don't know who will let you guys start drawing. Wrap that off, okay? No drawings, yeah. Um. Okay, so grab a rubber. Okay, yeah, you did it. Good job. Oh, guys, don't not drawing on the screen, please. Not drawing on the screen, okay? Just like in. So if I get my tool right here, I get my tool here, and then I want to see what we mean by generational liquidity. What made this bias start coming in control? Because you can see we had
No,
let's start from here, like a high, the little low, right?
doesn't break.
An intentional movement right here. Why is this an intentional movement? Because if we, let me see. Why is it an intentional movement? Because this high. This right here never went all the way back here. Even we can name all these as an intentional movement right here. You know what I mean? Because it never really broke this structure high. to invite buyers. So this is an intentional movement to invite early buyers and then take them out. Do you guys know what an intentional movement is? We're gonna go a little bit more in that as well, yeah. But for now, let's just know that this is a fake zone on the 3 month time frame because yes, we did sweep liquidity, boom. But when price pushed up, it never really broke previous lower high. So that makes our that zone here an intentional movement, yeah. That's how you can call it if you prefer that. But this right here, gray zone, little low, right? Broke structure. And guess what? Now this is where we are right now. We're in what are we in? We're in the premium supply zone. And this is why I'm telling you guys that the okay. So for you guys, I know some of you guys are actually new because I've had some new student come in. I want you guys to write this down, yeah? um how do I say any low, right? Any high that leads to a low, right? Leads to a strong demand. Sorry, leads to a strong supply. Sorry, any low. So let me start like this. Any low that leads to a high, yeah? Keep in mind, any low that leads to a high is a strong demand, and then any high that leads to a low is a strong supply. Yeah, makes sense? I think so. Let me just type it in here real quick. Any high that leads is to a low. Any high that leads to a low is a strong supply. Is a strong supply, and it's basically vice versa. And any low that leads to a high is a strong demand. I mean, you guys already know this. Most of you guys already know what this means, yeah? Whereby, okay, if the reason why we mark out these demands is because you can see it swept liquidity, yeah? But I'm gonna show you guys why it's actually why I think it's a SMT for me, yeah? I mean, we can have some short-term sales, but in the event we're gonna be very bullish due to well, due to the news, government shutdown and everything, and you see how EU has been bullish since that, as we will see in the lower time frame. But for now, we did sweep liquidity before buyers started coming in. For example, we had uh we had these buyers here whereby we had this low that induced. Let me show you guys what I mean. So I want you guys to focus on this low right here, yeah? This. So if we come right here, we just delete this. How many levels of liquidity do we serve? We serve 3 levels of liquidity. Let me mark them out for you guys. Yeah, we have this zone that we swept. Okay, boom. We have this zone right here that we swept, right? Well, and then we have this. So you guys would go all the way left here. This zone right here. So we have what we call a major type of inducement. Right before, after sweeping that zone out, price tapped into what? A zone called imbalance. This could be, we can name this as an imbalance on the 3 minute, right? Mitigate the imbalance, fly right off, right? Some of you guys are probably asking me, why am I sticking so much on the 3 minute? Also on the 3 month time frame, why am I not dropping? Don't worry, guys. We have time. We're gonna drop, yeah. I keep dropping to the lower time frame, step by step, okay? And then, for example, we have this imbalance. Boom, price mitigated it, and then buyers started coming in out of nowhere. Okay, boom. Do we have all it takes right now? Not yet. So what do we think? Why do you think this zone might fail? Trend line. You guys know what trend line liquidity is, right? Okay, if we're to get this zone, yeah, if we're to let's say mark out from here 1, 2, 3, yeah. So what do we call it? What do we call it? Three top if you guys have to go on basically on other zones, yeah. What do we call a trend line liquidity? What confirms a trend line liquidity, a trend line zone, yeah? What confirms that? Three types of zones are on the same angle. For example, we have 1, 2, 3. But might this be is this a better supply zone? For sure. I would rather mark this out on let's say we're on the 15 minute. I would rather mark this out compared to this. I want to show you guys, but we might have some short-term sales, before we invite buyers in as well. But for now, I'm just mark this out as my supply zone. extreme supply zone here on the monthly, although we might wait another years before even price approaches here for now. But now let's just drop all the way straight to the monthly. Yeah, let's start dropping. Okay, go to the monthly time frame. What do you guys see? Probably we see what we call a build up, yeah, whereby we have price consolidate before breaking through. Again, right here, what did price do? If you guys have to draw these box, price stayed in here in this box right here. I'm gonna mark it as outlined so you guys can tell what I'm talking about. So look at this one. So price stayed in here for I don't know how long this was, but it was a minute. Like this is close to from 2023 to 2024. Price was just consolidating in here on the monthly time frame until so when we have zones like this, guys, keep in mind when we have zones like this, we either wait for price to either break the high of the zone, which is this, or the low of the zone. And then guess what? Every time price breaks the low of the zone, what happens is boom. Like every time, guys, every time price breaks a level of consolidation, we are consolidating, boom, 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 right? Price is consolidating. Every time price tries to break a low, there's always the retracement is always crazy. Or, for example, if every time price tries to break, let's say we're consolidating, right? Every time price tries to break the high, guess what? We go bearish, crazy. As you guys can see right here, same thing that happened, right? I don't know if I make it sense, but I know I am. Okay, so for example, here, like I'm just speaking according to what I see. So here, price took the low, right? Price broke the low of this zone that I marked out, and then what happened is let's kill it. Let's kill it and see. Let's kill it because I wanna be really very transparent with you guys. Let's go on the weekly time frame. Let's see, monthly, 1 month. Because there is really nothing to say on the 1 month. We're just trying to see what's going on here because we already know sellers are in control, but we expect buyers starting to come in control right here because we have a guys, we have a I'm gonna mark this blue, okay? I'm gonna mark this blue for the buyers, you know. So we have buyers starting to come in control. And then we had sellers before, but now buyers are starting to come in control. As you can see, we have a high, low, swept liquidity, pushed up, broke structure. Yeah, on the monthly time frame. Drop down to the weekly. We're trying to see where the price react from, okay? Okay, second. All right. We see a zone of imbalance, another zone of imbalance. So why is high time from respecting imbalances better? Let's see, go over here. It's stretched all the way high. Monthly time frame, why do we see same thing? And the weekly, the same as well. So yeah, so the price came respect to this level of imbalance right here. Let me tap in and then price pushed up right away. So price took this low, price took this low right here because again we had to wait for either a break. We have to wait for either a break or the over up here or another break right here below for us to consider our market structure being bullish. And then for example, right after price took this low here, swept liquidity to the downside, tapped into an imbalance, and then price pushed away from there. Okay, these indicates that strong buyers are in control due to the fact that guys, what do we see here? We see three. I say this last time was in the trade recap. Three impulse what? Impulse candlesticks, right? Three impulse candlesticks, as you guys can see. Just to mark them out so you guys can see, yeah. This is an example of an impulse. Every time I say impulse candlestick, this is what I mean. This another one is right here. Another might be right here. Yeah. Basically candlestick that overlaps like previous probably 5 to 4 previous candlesticks. Okay. We're gonna see more of that on the lower time. Okay. You gotta unmute.
والله ده
Bro. All right. Okay. So we have that. Yeah, we have that on the lower time frame. And then if you guys to go to the daily, let me see here. So if you guys have to go to the daily time frame, because basically we just the reason why it was in the weekly, we just wanted to see where price reacted from. For example, price came tapped into this imbalance and then flew from there. Yeah. Drilled into the daily time frame. Now we're coming a little closer to the angle. We want to see what's going on in here. Um, so okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start marking out our zones that broke structure. Okay, so for example, this is what makes me believe that buyers are staying in control, even though we're in a supply, we're in a level of supply, but buyers might be in control for now until but sellers will later come through. Sellers are later gonna come through. But I believe sellers are gonna come through right after the government shutdown closes and the opens, and then the dollar is gonna be a little stronger. And if the dollar is stronger right here, that means price is gonna be a little bearish. And if the EU is stronger than that. That's what has led EU to be bullish recently. Like I would show you guys some losses that I took previous the week. Although I ended the week in profit, but still it was not a good week last week. Eh? But let's take a look at this, yeah. So pay attention with me, boys. Let me see. I'm gonna start from this on. Let me mark my bar bullish market bias right here. For example, low to high broke overall structure. Okay, this low, you really break anything related to this high, but let's scale in and see. Okay, all right. So we have this high right here that broke body close, BOS. And then what led to these guys? What led to these which sellers? Where did they come from that broke to this one right here? These guys right here. These guys right here. Come to mark these demands on out. Boom. Your body stretch. Price pushes up, and then sellers come in control. You can see right here. Okay, now I gotta make it back to red. Okay, sellers come in control. Boom, price respect to demand zone pushes up, right? We have another BOS. So we currently right now, well, what we're trying to see is which guys are in control in the lower time frame at the moment, right? But for me, what I'm seeing is price still trying to show like bearish control, but you can see all these sellers. If price was really strong, you see how price came mitigated here, and then after mitigated, the Monzo price just pushed up and even broke this overall zone because this was a strong supply zone. I can't lie. Like this zone, this is like a two leg to me. If you guys know, I love two leg protocol. One and then two leg, just to break a structure, you know. But it never did, whereby price later came took this one out. Okay, perfect. So we have that as a confluence, and then what I'm gonna do a second. Let me just delete this because this was later taken out. Um, let's go straight to the 4 hour. Okay. So we have I need to go straight to the 4 hour. Okay, let me see if I can see something clear, something better. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's see bias coming in control for now. The 4 hour high, low, high, low, high. That makes sense. So we can dismount, dismount. We to get this on. Okay. And now we're gonna be a little we're gonna lock in here, yeah? So pay attention here, boys, yeah? So we're just gonna lock in about this price action here, what really happened here. So this is what I like to do, yeah? If you guys are to see, we have we're gonna be marking out zones of inducements and also zones that led to other highs. For example, we have this is a zone. This is why we like to mark the correct demand zones, yeah. For example, this is a correct decision zone, yeah. POI zone, yeah. Demand, yeah. So figure out to see why, because it was the one that led to this overall BOS to the upside, yeah. And after that, price literally came back, right? Mitigated this on and then reacted, gave us a reaction, yeah. But what I want you guys to understand why we mark out zones like this. For example, what like I didn't mark out, I never marked out this. Also, I'm gonna mark it out later. This is my extreme zone here, right? But this is also a decision zone whereby it's the one, it's the previous candlestick that the impulse candlestick came from. You know, like for example, this is an impulse candlestick, right? Because it's the one that pushed up and then broke structure, right? BOS. But what was the candlestick prior to the impulse candlestick? This one right here. That's why and when we're marking it out, we mark out from the high order to the low of the zone. Why? Because it's a pure I zone, not a demand zone. We only mark out like this when it's an order block. When you mark them out like this, only when it's an order block. Yeah. Only when it's an order block. And what are order blocks? Order blocks are zones whereby where we prefer to enter zones from. Yeah, zones where price is most likely to respect and give us a reaction. Again, we have our decision here, decision on demand, decision on demand, and we have our extreme demand right here. What happened to the extreme? Price let a camp and give us a reaction as well. What is this showing? I still believe buyers are in control. Even though, why? Because price is respecting demand zones, guys. Price is literally respecting demand zones. Even though we're seeing that sellers are in control, but trust me, I tried to take sellers last week and I was getting cooked. I was getting absolutely fried. Yeah. But we're gonna drop that into lower time frame to see little more a little more on which guys are actually in control, what I expect to happen. Yeah. For example, now what we know is buyers are still in control. There is no other zones that have actually got broken apart from these, and this just looks straight up as liquidity. For example, you can see we have these tops here. We have our major structure inducement. Take a look at these, yeah. So this is, remember guys, keep in mind, this is the other trend line that we talked about, whereby price came tapped in here and we expect price to take this high overall later. But right after price came in here, again, I told you guys I would expect I would expect sellers to come in. As you can see, seller, what did price do? Price started bringing in sellers, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? Um, I'm trying to mark out major structures on the action if there's something. I can just mark out these overalls on maybe this, then I two-leg protocol push up. Okay, perfect. All right, let's drop down to the 2 hour. Now here we're gonna start marking out zones that are closer to where price is gonna react this week. You know what I mean? So in the 2 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 30 minute. Again, guys, I want you guys. Sorry, I'm gonna take you guys a little back so you guys can see where we came from. Yeah, we came from as understanding that buyers are still in control too. Although we expect a little sellers coming through, as you guys can see, we had previous 3 months we had this candlestick close bearish. Again, with this candlestick, it's also bearish at the moment. Yeah. But again, we haven't decided. This is like an indecision candlestick. We have not decided where price is gonna go yet, right? But we still believe potential sellers coming in through and then buyers to take out these overall highs, this trend line liquidity zone, yeah. And then probably potentially tap in here. So we scaled in a little bit low, we went to the monthly time frame. We understood where price we had a consolidation zone here where price took the low, took liquidity, tapped into any balance, pushed up, right? And then now we came all the way to the 4 hour time frame. We started marking out zones that price are respected from. For example, this zone right here, price respected this zone, and then also when we drop down to this overall extreme zone, because why? It's a zone that broke overall structure. Like these sellers came all the way and took these overall buys that took this zone right here as well. I don't know if you guys see what I'm talking about, this overall zone that price letter took. So great zone to mark out as well, because come on, bro. Like this looks too good to be true at the same time. Although we had lower time frame, short time sales again, but we still knew our buyers were still in control. Why? Because price is respecting high time frame demands. Yeah. So we come now. We're in the 2 hour time frame right here, whereby now we're trying to see where price is gonna react from. Okay. So if we come to the 2 hour. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can, because I have my tool mapped out here. So I see a clear supply zone here. I see an imbalance here. The price tapped in here and then give me a reaction. Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna start by marking out this imbalance. Okay. Guys, you can name an imbalance as a fair value gap. It's another name that you can give to a fair value gap. But as SMC traders, we just prefer to name it as an imbalance. Again, I don't know, guys. Recently, price just been respecting imbalances like crazy. Like you see, we do have a PRI, right? We do have a PRIs on here, but guess what? Price even never even thought of coming to respect here. Price just respected the imbalance and then pushed up from that. And then if we actually see, price later tapped this zone. I want to see if this zone actually led to something, guys. I'm not just gonna mark out any zone. So we're gonna mark out two supply zones for now. We're gonna mark out this, but one of them is gonna be wrong. Pay attention. So, and probably this. Why? Because if we were to see, we'll go down to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, yeah, this is definitely wrong. This is supply zone right here, and this is supply zone right here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna ask you guys a little question, yeah. So we have this supply zone if you guys go on the 2 hour, we have price that broke. So where was the BOS there? Where to mark out structure high, for example, these are biased, so we're gonna put a little blue, 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 and then high. Right, and then sellers started coming in. So which sellers broke this level here, broke this structure? This, right? To me, these are the guys, these are the sellers that led to this BOS. And also we had a overall change of character right here. You guys can see chalk, and then these are the sellers that led to the chalk, right? Okay. Now I have two zones. I have this one right here on the 2 hour, and I have this overall extreme. The reason why I'm not gonna mark out this is because I believe it's way too far, and I'm gonna show you guys the reason why. I'm gonna show you guys the reason why I'm marking out this instead. This never really led to any breakout structure, just led to a low and then high, and then this swing low, yeah. So this actually can be the decision, and then this will be later be the extreme as well. But I anticipate about price to give us a reaction from here later. Again, we're still understanding who is in control, yeah. But for now, buyers are in control. Why? Because we have price start to be bullish, right? High, low, high, consolidated here, and then we just had a high here as well. Yeah. So this internally buyers are in control, no doubts, no doubts. Even though price tapped in here, but we're gonna see why we believe this one might be wrong. If you drop down all the way to the hourly time frame, what do we see, boys? Now we start seeing what we call Asian highs. Yeah. So when we see Asian highs, I prefer to say that Asian zones, zones that have the Asian highs above are most likely to fail because these zones are going to be used as liquidity later on during, let's say, during the Asian session or even during London. These zones are used as take profit. Let me write this down. Where's my notes? Hold on, where's my notepad? Where did it go? Boys, you guys seen where my notepad went? Guys, I was just writing notes right here. Damn, why is it so far? We drop down to the 1 hour. Hopefully it's still around, right? Damn. Sorry, guys. Let me look for it. Let me look for it right here. Okay. All right. Let's throw them for 1 hour. Then scale in. Okay. All right. Let's write down some notes. Okay. Um. Let me write down some notes. What was I saying? Oh, how can I say? Um. Every time you drop in time frame, you may have to use, how can I say, previous hypothesis. Okay, yeah, I can say that because according to previous hypothesis, if I'm to say this zone right here, every time, let's talk about Asian highs. Asian highs and Those are mostly used as liquidity slash TP zones slash inducements slash what etc. It's a lot, but these zones are known for failing. Sorry, yeah, these zones are rarely marked as a demand or supply. So what I mean by this is that most I mean guys, sometimes we can be right. Sometimes these ones are gonna get respected, yeah. I'm not saying they won't. Sometimes, guys, I'm not because I've seen this happen. A lot of suppliers don't get respected. I'm not gonna lie, they do, 100%, right? But most of the times these ones right here we fail. For example, this what we see right here. Why am I gonna choose this over here? Yeah. For example, what we had? We had let me put this back so I can explain. Yeah. Okay. We have our Asian high above here that hasn't got taken. Yeah. Hasn't got taken. Right? Asian high. And then we have our other Asian high here. But guess what happened to this Asian high? What happened to this Asian high? Price induced it. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. There is going to be always inducement. So price induced this Asian high. And then guess what? Led to a low. So if you was the one to mark out this, which one would you choose? These you have two suppliers and you have this and this. Which one? I would choose this. And again, what's the other prospect that I always say? If your decision zone is too close to the extreme zone, guess what? Your decision zone is always going to use as liquidity. Is always going to be used as liquidity and then respect. Sorry, I can't pick up the phone right now. Respect the extreme zone and then give me a reaction from that. See what I'm saying? So for example, now this is an SMT. What does that mean? Buyers are still in control because then buyers are going to want to aim for what zones? This wick right here. What do you know wicks for? Liquidity, zones of liquidity. We have this, another top here, right? And then now what we're gonna try to look for, we're gonna try to look for some valid demand zones on the lower time frame to see if we can look for price. Like for example, we have to aim for zones like this, yeah. Like there is no supply zone here. You can tell me 100% there is no supply zone here. You know that everybody knows that there is no supply zone here. Okay, but we're gonna see if we can find some demand zones here. Another note I wanted to write down is every 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 time every time you drop in time frame because you guys have seen me dropping in these time frames you may have to alter the what did Jeremy say? I'm trying to remember what he said last time. Because guys, guys, I remember shit. I'll be remembering a lot of things. So and also your I think previous hypothesis. Yeah, that's what he said. If that's not what I said, but that's what you're trying to mean. I don't know. Yep. So what do I mean by that? You guys have seen me drop to time frame again. Each time frame has its own generation of liquidity. Any higher the list of I feel that's how you mark out correct demand zones. Every guys, if I'm to go back and see these high that I just marked out led to a low, right? Brooks change character, Brooks structure, right? Understand this is a decisional, but it's a fake out decisional zone. I don't trust it. I don't believe it's gonna get respected. Okay, so I have these liquidities on here plus what's also made to be true if you guys are to let me see if do I see any trend line here? Let me see. Most of the time there's always a zone. Can't say this is a trend line though. Can I say this? Not really, because it's already got swept. So I'm just leave it like this. I'm just leave it like this. Yeah. So but we have our zone here that's most likely to get left out, and then we have our decisional zone here. Okay, boom. Zone to target. So now we have an aim. We have where to target from. We have liquidity to aim for. Now we just gotta lock in here and see which demand zones we have here, right? I'm gonna be a little selfish. I'm gonna go down to the 15 minute later on. But guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to write them down anywhere, and I will be happy to answer them. Yeah. So let's go in the 30 minute drop down. I don't really need to say anything on the 30 minute, but I know you guys are gonna be seeing zones. Like for example, we already see a demand zone here that led to the impulse candlestick, but I think you can find a better zone on the 15 minute. Let's see on the 5 minute. Okay, 5 minute looks better. Okay, guys, why do we talk about impulse candlesticks again? Should I write a note for that? I think I will write a note for that again. Impulse candlesticks. Yeah, we have. Let's go to 5 minute. I think 5 minute looks better. Oh, yeah, I just like that out. All the way high. POI. Demand on high all the way to a low. Switch up. Demand on. Why did it lead to? Lead to BOS right here. Right? Again, if we go on the 15 minute. Looks a little bigger. Already got me to get it down one. 30 minutes, same. We'll have to mark the overall zone though. But yeah, this looks clean. Auto high to low, stretch out. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Although it might not get respected to the fact that we have liquidity right below it. We don't want to think we're right all the time. So like for example here, we have liquidity right below it. So this zone is most likely, even though we have a how do we call it, an impulse candlestick that led to a high. This was news, regardless. I don't know if you guys was here on Friday, yeah? We had crazy news. I didn't even trade Friday last. It was bad. I did take a trade on UJ though. Let me see. Did I? Yeah, I did take a nice sell on UJ. 1 to 6. But go to that. We go over that later. Um, but we had that. We have these, but these does not really look clean to us at the moment. Let's go back on the 15 minute and see. We have two leg protocol here. You guys know how much I love two leg protocol. One leg, two leg, swept Asian liquidity, tapped into a what? A previous demand zone, right? Respected the demand zone. Hold on, why am I drawing like this? I have to be professional. Let me draw better, yeah. Sorry guys. Let me draw let me draw a better zone. For example, tapped into these demands on here, right? Got respected. Look at 1 hour. Can we find a clear zone? Perfect. Let me go 2 hour. That's too big, but yeah, we'll take the 2 hour. 2 hour looks cleaner. Because the reason why it looks cleaner, guys, keep in mind, the reason why I would take this 2 hour zone, this 2 hour demand zone, yeah, over this is because remember, scale to 30 minute, we have trend line liquidity above it. So this most likely to fail. I'm not even believing this, although I'm just gonna mark it out to see if I can get a reaction. But what do we do here? 2 hour. What did the 2 hour has? 2 hour has price respected it. So price did respect this 2 hour demand zone. Price pushed up. What did it do? Again, broke structure high. This is what I mean, guys. Lower the little high that broke structure, yeah. So led to BOS. This is what I mean by that. Body close, liquidity right below it. So a possible SMT for sure, as we can see, these are possible SMT. Price gonna come tap into here, and then what would I aim for? I would later aim for this here. All right, so as you guys can see, we came from the high time frame, analyzed. Damn, sorry guys. So analyze from the 3 month all the way to the now we're down to the M5 time frame. So what am I gonna do here? I'm just gonna wait, boys. I'm just gonna wait. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark this out as a possible SMT. Let's be honest. Even though it's a news low, right? But this liquidity below it is not making sense. Why does it not make sense, guys? We only see zones that lead to inducements. For example, yeah, the only way it could make sense if we had an inducement here. Here, what do? We don't have any inducement here. This is probably relatively equal highs. Again, we have again. Maybe this might be an inducement, right? On the minor inducement right here, little high, but never broke anything. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like a zone that is just built up here. Again, the same thing we seen on the monthly time frame where we had this same zone here, right? Where we just waited for the high or the low to get broken. And then price gave us bullish market structure. The same thing here with the same thing. It never changes, right? This consolidation here. So most especially we might be bearish. What do we end by? What do I do after? Yeah. After analyzing all this, I take my note down and I come up in here, pressure, and then I just write a little note to remind myself because I'm not always gonna be on the charts, right? I'm not always gonna be on the charts. I might come back and look, and then read what I wrote, and be like, I just remember, yeah. So I just write here and tell myself that we might expect bearish Asian session PA, but on PA, I mean price action, not precision airstrike. You know, you guys are play Call of Duty. Price action, um, price action where to take out, to swipe or wipe or take out liquidity at the bottom and later tap in to my 2 hour demand zone where I will be looking for confirmations to go bullish. Okay, so let me let's write that down, break it into two. Yep, so just write that down here. Might expect that. Why? Because if price is to come, right? Let's just draw a little illustration, yeah? So this is what you guys look for on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 minute time frame. Okay, this is what you're looking for because that we're not gonna go all the way lower than that. When price opens up and then takes out these zones in our favor, right? Okay, let's be realistic. It's not gonna do that. It's gonna move like this, give us a fake reaction, take that out, right? Give us another fake reaction, then tap in. So let's say London session starts like this. But if London session starts like this, why do I expect all of you guys to be on? 3 minute. You're looking for that OB, you're looking for that body clause, you're looking for that two-leg protocol, you're looking for that little annotational movement. Why is annotational movement? Zones like this, you know? So this would be your annotation movement right here. This right here. Why? Because this high fake TR, it want to go up and never broke this structure here. So this high fake to up, so these are your annotation movement, swaps your liquidity, gives you a two-leg change of character BOS here, OB on the lower time frame. Price stops in here, mitigates, you go for buy. So what are you looking for? Is an Asian high that might be here as a TP, or this TP here, or this TP here. Oh, I don't know. You have a lot of TP zones. I don't know how long your psychology can hold for, but that's just the analysis over. This is what you look for on the lower time frame. You're only looking for entry, and put it on the left here. You're only looking for entry confirmation. You're looking for this change of character here, looking for the overall BOS. Like that's what you're looking for, boys. Yeah. Um, Pretty much it. That's what I might be even waiting for. Next today, Monday. I don't trade Mondays most of the times, but maybe Tuesday, price action taps in here and then gives me a reaction, and then I'm looking for buys. Why? Because that's what the whole hard time says. And if we're right, then we pass phase one, phase two, get funded, get a payout. Yeah. So it's been a little long since I did this call, so I was a little mumbling. But if you have any questions on this, um, any other notes that I said I would give you guys? Let me see if do I have any other notes? Um, yeah, boys. So you guys have to actually do this every single day. So every single Saturday or Sunday, just to keep yourself on the track. Trying to challenge yourself, trying to analyze the charts every single day, delete everything, go all the way back. 3 month time from drop down all the way, like to see zones that you never even believed that you could see. Yeah. For example, to be honest, guys, in order for you guys to become a successful trader, you're gonna have to learn how to appreciate appreciation. Oh, I remember that one. Who remembers that? Somebody say it. In order for you to become a successful trader, you're gonna have to learn how to appreciate appreciation. I just write that down. Yeah. In order, see, I'm even thinking of some crazy stuff. In order for you to become a successful trader, who knows what that means? Hmm? You will you will have to appreciate appreciation words. Appreciation. I don't even know how to type, but yep. Some little notes for today, yeah, today's call. But yeah, you guys are gonna have to appreciate appreciation, man. You guys are gonna have to learn, you guys are gonna have to learn, like, let's say, first of all, not being greedy, right? Not being greedy, putting that on the side, trusting your analysis, trusting that whatever you mark out is gonna, hold on, did the market just open? Hold on, tripping, or the market just open. Okay, and then we see buyers come through, yeah? Okay, no worries. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Okay. Yeah, boys, the market just opened, so wish you guys the best, actually. Best of luck in this whole week. And if you guys have a face coming through, hope that helped you guys analyze. If I might be wrong too, guys, I'm not gonna say I'm one of the best analysts. No. But I'm just telling you guys this is what I do every single week, and it will be better if we do it together, yeah. So even though you guys are not on track, you guys can always hop on and see what you guys did. You know, again, if you get never forget to become a successful trader, you're gonna have to appreciate appreciation. Trading is a very, very big industry. You guys have seen a lot of people have become successful in this industry. Um, bro, what did they do? All they did is understand how did the market open. I can't go over GJ, bro. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm only going over EU for now. Maybe next week we're gonna do more of other calls, yeah, more of other pairs. But today I just prepared for EU. What is unintentional movement? Can you show an example? Okay, good question, Ali. So unintentional movement, yeah. Let me show you guys a little example. Let's say we bearish. Boom, high time frame. Boom, 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 boom. Right? We bearish. Okay. And then price, what does price do? Price comes, starts inviting what? Sellers. So buyers. So this move, look at it. This move right here, right? That comes and then pushes down. Now that annotation movement. And then maybe we can have a BOS later on, you know, and then maybe mitigation and then push up. Okay, now I'm gonna explain this a little bit better, yeah? Pay attention. So high, low, high, lower high, lower low. Okay, internal high, internal lower high, sorry, internal higher low, internal higher high. So what is this move right here? Why is this called an intentional movement? Why? Because did it break this? Why? It failed. Sorry, it failed my English, guys. It failed to break structure right here. Yeah, it failed to break structure. So if it fails to break structure, what is that? What does that do? And then later comes on to do what? Later comes on to take out these guys. This trend line here that just got formed, even though it's not a really trend line, but it takes out this liquidity of these guys right here. And then right after that, probably taps into a high time frame type of demand zone that will have been formed here later. And then guess what? Gives us zone. So every time we have an intentional movement here, this high is always used as a BOS. This high right here. Pay attention, boys. This high right here is always used as a BOS. And then what we do, have change the character, right? What we do, unmitigated OB, order block, mitigation, buys, boom, stop loss over the low, breathing room, push up. Makes sense, Mr. Ali? Mr. Ali, does it make sense to you? Wow. Gotta eat, man, before it's too late. See ya. 99, it's cool, man. Take care, bro. GG. Appreciate you, man. Do you understand it, though, yeah? Yeah, so it's always a zone that fails to break a certain zone and then later comes to break, to take out the low. So I will show you a couple examples of it, yeah? Um, what's the entry model you were trying last week? Oh, the entry model. Oh, you guys can remember all my days. No way. Yes, so the entry model is my boy's entry model, Lawrence. I don't know if he's still on the call. Lawrence, are you still on the call? Let me see. I don't think he's on at the moment. No, he's not. I think he left. So it's not like his entry model, but like it's a great entry model. It's got a it always happens on a lower time frame. For example, let's look at US 30. So US 30 was playing with our feelings. Was it 30 or US 100? I remember, man. I will show you. I will show you probably um no, I will show you, but let me show you right now. So it's a type of thing like this, yeah. So it's some like this, but most of the times we don't have a POI. This POI zone is not even there. You know what I'm saying? But what do we have? We have what we call an inducement. So example, this low was right here. Let's say this low was right here, right? This price comes, induces this zone right here, right? This only happens if we don't have like it's called it always happens in 1 minute. And then we have this. This is always a wick, not like a body, yeah. Wicks it out and then pushes up. Gives us a change of character, a two leg here, right? Even though most of the times it may just push up, give you a little internal low and then push all the way high. So we only have these as a order block instead of you know what? Sorry, guys. Let me not be lazy and redraw. Yeah, let me not be lazy. Let me just redraw everything right here. Oh my days, it's not letting me. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, so it's this entry model. Guys, don't use this. Okay, wait till I tell you. Wait till I confirm that actually it's good. It's good. I can't lie, but wait. Yeah, please. So we have. Again, an unintentional movement right here. The price comes, right? Okay, price comes, wicks this out, gives you a change of character, BOS, and then comes back, taps in here in your OB. Yeah. Okay. Look at this. So most of the times we don't have an OB. We don't have an OB. Most of the times it's also a continuation. Yeah. For example, we don't have an OB. Price comes. Oh, I again do it wrongly. Oh no, you know what? Let's do it another. Let's do it another way. Let's do it another way. So let's say sellers are in control. Okay, there's a lot of examples I can tell you guys. Sellers are in control. Price comes right. First to take, first to take these. First to mitigate this one out. Yeah. But what does it do? It gives you an M1 inducement, right? Gives you a change of character, right? Break structure here. Boom, most of the times price already swept liquidity. So there's no more. If most of the times when price has mitigated your imbalance, I don't know if you guys remember what I was marking out imbalance on here, yeah? It's gonna be your E balance. Yeah. So price is always gonna form the M1 inducement, give you a change of character, BOS, body close, mitigation, right? Use this as liquidity again, another inducement to mitigate your what? Your extreme zone and then sell off. I don't know. Have you guys had that type of entry model, yeah? Whereby price is not really, it's always about inducement story, yeah? Whereby price induces your zone, needs to change the character, BOS, body close again, and it comes back, again, zone, a decision that is way too close to the extreme. It's always what? SMT, so we don't take that. Price induces that, mitigates the zone, sells. Continuation. Why? Because we already bearish. Makes sense. Yeah? Did you use the Fibonacci tool? Nope. Now is a Fibonacci tool, bro. I mean, you can, for example, here, you can just be like, okay, zone from here to here. What is gonna happen? Price is most likely to react us from here. Again, it's like, guys, trading is just so perfect. It's not perfect, but it's just so good that like even though when you use the Fibonacci tool, it's always gonna be the same. Look, the same zones we was looking for, you know, what like our trade from is the same between the 61 point these blue and green zone, whereby it's already a zone whereby price is most likely to give us a reaction. What happened is, guess what? The same zone, high to low, and then guess what? You can always use these as your TP targets. These or this or this. So TP targets, because this is always called psychological zones, whereby price is most likely to come take these zones out. Yeah. Yes, sir. How do you guys like this call though today? Because I think we already finished the breakdown. Any questions? Again, we're expecting, I don't know here how price is gonna do, but we might be expecting some buyers come in control later. Okay. We're gonna be open the floor for Q&As. If you guys have any questions, type in the chat and then but hopefully you guys learned something and hopefully you guys took some notes. This code is gonna be recorded. I'm gonna upload it on the website. So um well, yeah. Can you share your trade for that M1 model? I'll show you guys in the trade recap. I'm gonna try to take a trade on that. If even I take a loss, I will still show you. I will still this week I'm gonna be um on TradingView. So you haven't used it. No, I have. I have. I did. Let me see. Let me see if I can find one. But did I? The thing I deleted my chats though. That's the problem. I deleted my chat so I can let me see. Do I have one GU? I deleted GU chats too. Let me see. Yeah, man. The problem. Let me see. I'm gonna have to go back to my genre. I think I have. Let me log into TradeZeller. TradeZeller.com. See if I think I did save one setup like that. But I will find one for I will find one for you guys. If you guys have any questions, you guys could be asking questions right now. Um, damn. Let's see. Every January, got the trades I took. Go to it back. Oh, what? It's not letting me look at the trades, my trades. If I see one, that I will let you guys know. Yeah, I will let you guys know. Yeah. So Jen, okay, so it's M1 Chalk or BOS on 3 minute. Yes, that's what I mean. You said it in the chat a few days ago. Yeah, it's the M1 for Lawrence model. You were talking. Yeah. It's that type of entry mode. And bro, trust me, I've been on the calls with him, and it always works. Always works. It's crazy, you know. But you have to move your stop loss to break even ASAP as long as you get 1 to 3. You know, always trying to move your stop loss to break even as soon as possible, just to help you. Yeah. Any questions? So M1 again. Let me go back, guys. Remember, yeah, I delayed my charts, and I don't know why it's not letting me show my TradeZeller. I have to update the subscription. I forgot. I'll be paying it like a yearly, so I don't really uh now I think the year ended. I last paid it last year, so I will have to log in back again later after making subscription. Yeah. Um. So again, we could go back here. What I just showed you. Did I delete it? No way. I did? That's crazy. Let me see if I can bring it back though. I'm not sure. Can I bring back the trade data? No, sorry. Sorry, let me see. I think I did. Guys, I'm not trying to replay. I'm not trying to backtest. Damn. Let me see. I think did I? Oh yeah, I think I deleted it, man. Not gonna let me. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I wanted to explain. Yeah, if you this code is being recorded, so you will see later. You know, might be the EU broker at the EU broker at the bottom. Can you go to GJ? I want to show you a setup I took. You have to open your mic then. You have to open your mic. Ali, you're gonna have to turn on your mic so you can have to direct me. Oh, I will even give you access. Are you on your PC? Are you on your laptop? I can give you
No,
access so you can share. You can share your screen. You know, Ali,
I'm not on my laptop. I'm out. My phone, my phone, my phone, my phone,
you
my
you
phone,
on
my
your
phone. I
phone?
can you see? Yeah. Can you
Okay.
see?
I'm gonna have to. Is it on UJ? You say
DJ.
GJ. Damn, you guys still
Yeah.
trade GBP JPY. I don't even remember the last time I traded GBP JPY. You want me to correct you on the trade that you took? You said.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen, yeah?
Yeah. I'll just guide you. I'll just guide you.
Yeah, I got you. Give me a second. Where is it at right here? All right, you can see my screen.
Yep, I can see it.
You want me to go on what time frame?
Go on a 2 hour time frame.
2 hour time frame. Let's go.
Mark out that order block right there, right on top. The order block.
Supply,
We price
demand,
gave very action to the supply.
supply. Okay, right here.
Yeah, we price gave very action.
Okay.
Mark the what's the week that week under. The week under.
Again,
Yeah.
it's a week under.
Yeah, that side.
Oh,
Not that
this
side.
week.
Other yeah. I marked out
But
this entire zone.
you want me to scale into the week, yeah?
Yeah. So I marked out so then I scrolled. I marked out the order block also.
Okay, so you marked out which order block? This order block?
Yeah, that order block. Yes, the order block right here, the other side, by the left,
Oh,
by
sorry,
the
sorry,
left.
sorry, sorry, sorry. I think I know what you're talking about. You talk about this
Mm,
this zone here. This zone here.
yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So if you can scroll through lower time frame, like say for instance the 5 minute, the
5 minute
5 minute,
time frame.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Scale in.
So then if you see it right, I took off the zone. I took off by the supply. I just enter, I set my limits, I realized I got stopped out.
So
Like if
you
you
took the
see it,
cells.
yeah, but I
The
got
answer is
stopped out
right
three
there,
times. I got
brother.
stopped out.
Well, what's the reason? The price tapped into price to use this as what? As an SMT to what? To
Mm.
mitigate your 2 hour. Okay, so what was the reason
Mm.
you marked out your 2 hours on for?
You see,
Or
yeah, I marked
what?
out.
Because 2 hour when you're marking out
Mm.
supply zone, you're gonna mark out from the body. You see
Mm.
this high, and then you're gonna
Mm.
cover the overall highs. Whatever
Oh.
you're gonna cover overall high this high now.
Mm.
Yes. But from the body, you're gonna mark always from the body. And if you go on the body, what
Okay.
happened is price as you can see, price is not really even mitigated really, you know. So price to use this as a SMT to go high. We still bullish here too, bro. Think
Mm.
we still but since I feel like this might get respected, let me go back on the 2 hours on. Let me see.
Because I marked out that overall zone with it weekly, massive week the downside.
Oh, you marked out this overall zone over here?
Yeah,
Then that
that's
means
why.
you're gonna mark out the over. Damn. Okay. Mark out this here, then over high. Oh, sorry.
Mm.
Okay, then we scale in 5 minute, double tap, and then yeah, but this literally looks sketchy, bro. But you had your confluences though. One, two leg mitigation. So you entered when? You entered here?
Yeah. But then after that, I noticed a two-leg protocol played. Price change character and mitigate my zone. And then formed the order block on the check on the 1 minute
I can
check.
see.
And then you see the like price played out, and then I missed the
Yeah.
trade because I didn't wait for low time frame confirmation. But for me, Gene, I'm asking, how can you avoid such trades where you always end up getting stopped out? Because conflicts played out perfectly. Key time framing kicked in, and then bam, I got stopped out just like that.
Okay. Now let's go. Let's talk about this trade. Okay. Um.
Mm.
First of all, this was your order block you entered from.
Mm.
First of all, I do not take trades that are bigger than 10 pips. These are
Okay.
PI. If it's bigger than 10
Okay.
pips, I'm gonna wait for the what? The same thing you waited here on the M1. I'm gonna wait for that. I'm gonna wait for
Okay.
the two leg on the M1 again to give me call, and then I'm gonna enter with a smaller stop loss because it's always gonna happen. Okay. Remember, keep writing down. If your zones is 10 pips and above, price is most likely not to weak out. You know, price most of the weeks out like you know how price comes and then taps in then gives a quick reaction. No, as long as it's 10 pips and more, price is most likely to consolidate a little bit and then give a reaction later. You know, and like you
Oh,
see, your zone here was used as a SMT, trap them traders out. Use this as a major medium inducement because it's what happened in a 15-minute time frame. And then what? Guess what? Again, this is the highs. Again, this is how you know this is a clean straight low. They took high. That what they took out
That's true.
the medium inducement, right? Again, structure low, high, two leg,
laptop
boom. These two are low. Change your character, BOS, mitigation.
Mohamed Ali.
Yeah.
Are you trying to talk? Never mind. Hey, but you see what I told you though, yeah, Ali, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
you
somehow I
always
see prices. You can
sorry?
speak. Now somehow I was saying that price reacted over 3 hour order block now. That's why his price is pushing to the upside.
Yeah. Like for
Yeah.
example, right now you have a clean OB. Yeah. Okay, let's say here you never took any trade, yeah. Now you have a clean
Mm,
OB. You have a zone, right? You have a zone that
mm,
you have a medium inducement zone, right?
mm,
If you go on the 1 hour, I think you're gonna no 30 minute, 15 minute.
mm,
Okay, we're gonna find a zone here. Okay, you have a clean marker from here all the way to the high, stretch.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Now you have a clean
Yeah.
zone because why? You have your confluences. What did price do? Price took out one, not one, right? Not two, your Asian law as well, but three what? Three zones of liquidity. And what did they do? All of them did body close, right? And then what is price
Yeah.
doing? Market session just opened, pushed up. So what is it aiming for here? So what would you look for here, bro? Sells, right?
Maybe.
So
Yeah, so
wait for your confirmation price. Most likely, you see how Asian session has been forming, whereby Asian session has been taking out the highs every single time. You want to see what price has
yeah.
been doing. Like look at all this, maybe from this, but 1, 2, 3, 4. All these zones have been taken by the highs. Price comes, right? Takes out the high, taps into your extreme. I don't know, bro. Here, this one here. Taps to the extreme, guess what? Mitigates reaction, right?
Mm,
What is this? What did you just do? What happened? Oh my God. Yeah. So again, this takes out the high because
mm,
this high never led to really anything, yeah. This high never led to anything.
mm, mm.
But what I'm trying to say here, I could just wait because now I already understand price tapped into my zone, my overall 2 hour zone. I could just wait because if you're wrong, again, this is how you avoid your losses. You asked me that question. If you're wrong, guess what? Price is not gonna give you your confirmations, right? It's gonna go fly through. So you're not gonna aggressively enter here, you know? So just wait, bro. Just be patient. Patient space, yeah. So
Yeah.
just wait if price taps into your zone, look for your two-leg protocol, look for your unintentional movement and liquidity sweep and expansion. Look for your Wyckoff. If you guys still trade Wyckoff, it's the same thing. Unintentional movement as Wyckoff is the same. But you know,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like these are your unintentional movement. This right here. This. Why? Because it failed to break this Asian line. It failed to really push all the way low. So when price came back, used this unintentional movement, never respected this. This would have been my if I trade this pair, this would have been my POI, now my entry zone. And then
Mm,
took that zone out, extra confirmation, you would even have entered after that. Because you already know enough liquidity has been taken. This zone, this as well, and then you're already tapped into a what? A supply zone.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense, bro.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks.
So no worries, man. Let me see. Let me look at the charts. Let me look at in the chat. Anybody else has any questions? Anybody else, bro? Or should we hop off? Call it a day. Yeah, have any questions? Guys, you know where to find me. And appreciate you guys for being on the call, man. You guys for being on the call. It's a little 1 hour and something minute call, but it's helpful, you know. It is, I can't lie. And again, guys, my website, I literally did a reset, so I resetted everything. So if you guys already have access to the website, you guys are gonna have to create an account again. Or you guys can just log in. And if you guys don't have access, text me, yeah. I will help you. I'll help you give you access to the website. But that's if you already made payment for the website before already, yeah. Because right now I'm not accepting no, you know? Yeah, but for now, appreciate you guys for hopping on the call. Have any questions and you was maybe shy to ask me here, again, DM me and I will be happy to help you. Appreciate you guys for hopping on the call today and you have a great trading week, guys. Okay? Peace out. Peace out.